This is Colin O'Keefe checking in for LXBN TV. Just about everyone can agree, patent trolls are maliciously disruptive and stifle innovation. It's such a universally disliked practice that even Republicans and Democrats seem to agree on it, as they have teamed up to introduce the SHIELD Act in an attempt to stop them. Joining me to explain what the SHIELD Act is and if it will accomplish its goal is Vincent LoTempio of Kloss, Stenger LoTempio and the LoTempio Law Blog. Vincent, first off, what exactly is the SHIELD Act?
Well, it's a law proposed by an Oregon senator that's going to stop, well, it's going to try to stop frivolous lawsuits by patent trolls. So the whole idea is that if a patent troll sues somebody and loses, that they're at risk of having to pay the opponent's legal fees, which is quite sizable. I mean, the big problem happens is contingency fees versus hourly rates. So the big trolls are on contingencies. They're looking for the big profits. The small companies that are getting sued have to pay their attorneys on an hourly basis. So that could get very high. So what happens is they settle the cases based on the fact that they want to stop the bleeding, stop those hourly rates being charged against themselves, and so when they're negotiating settlement, what happens is they don't even say, "Oh, how much are you selling of this product? How much is this lawsuit worth?" They're saying, "Do you know how long your attorneys are going to have to be billing you?" And then they settle, and that's why they end up settling.
And second, do you think this will accomplish its intended goal? You mentioned in your post that it's still somewhat at the court's discretion whether or not fees will be awarded. Do you think courts will award attorneys' fees when necessary?
Well, right now, attorneys' fees are supposedly given when there's a frivolous case, when they think it's there's some unclean hands, there's no reason to give it. The statute is going to say, look, it doesn't matter if you lose, you're supposed to pay, unless there's these extraordinary circumstances. So maybe the courts will say it's such a close call. The jury was hung for 3 hours on this, or 30 hours on it, and they came up with this decision, and it seems unfair to make them pay all the legal fees when they had a decent case. I guess they're still going to have to look at it, whether it was just a frivolous case and they were just, I guess it's a way out for the courts. I was thinking about it's kind of like the NHL referees. You don't know what they're ever going to call. It's the purple monkey rule. You hope that they follow the rule, but there is that little leeway they can get out of it if they wanted to.
Absolutely. It will be interesting to see because this is an issue many feel needs to be addressed. So this definitely needs some attention, and we'll see if this is what finally combats patent trolls.
I mean, some people would argue that you're losing your patent rights by stop. If I own a patent, now I'm trying to sell that right. And it's like any other right, like a right to real property, a real to intellectual property, and now you're saying it's not as valuable because I can't sell it to people that are non-practicing entities. And I guess that's where you have to determine what is a troll, and they define it as, in this act, as either a university, because universities have their research and development departments and they sell their intellectual property. They're never going to make it, the universities, or the inventor himself. If I come up with an invention, I'm not a troll, and if I'm stopping people from making it, and then it's the person that would be assigned to. I guess the trolls are the people that are buying these things and are never going to make it. They're non-practicing entities. They call them NPEs. And so then the question is, are you really trampling on their rights? Why do people hate trolls so much? I guess because business people are saying that I don't want to be spending all this money on lawsuits. I just want to be selling more products. And it's better for the company or the country if all business is doing better and everybody's making money. If we're spending all this time in lawsuits, it's not productive. We're not putting products out there. We're not making things better. But still, if their product if their rights are being infringed on, then we have to go and sue and stop it. Now, I know it's supposed to be only 3 or 4 minutes, but a patent it gives you a right not to make something, but a right to stop others from doing that, from making it. So if I'm buying that right to stop others from making it, and you're saying I can't do that, I think there's an argument that you're trampling on my rights as the patent holder. So I guess it's question now is, will it work? I guess the question is if it'll ever get to become a law. It's just an act and it's just a proposed law. We'll see what happens with it.
So going off that a bit, is it possible this is just a marker on the road to the eventual goal of eradicating patent trolls, that possibly the awarding of attorney's fees will prevent companies from scooping up patents they don't ever intend to use?
Well, I guess, if you win the lawsuit, though, you still, if someone is infringing on that and you're not using it and you win the lawsuit, then this won't apply. It's only to the people that lose it. It's only to those trolls that lose it. So it still has some value, and it could be defensive. Maybe Canon buys up all Kodak's patents, and so nobody can make those cameras that might be competition. They might not be those cameras that we're making, but we're gonna stop people from competing with us. So there's different reasons for buying a patent. It could be defensive reasons as well.
Absolutely. This will be interesting to watch because, of course, it isn't a law yet. We'll see if it becomes one, and then if it does, if it accomplishes its intended goal, or if it goes sideways a bit. Again, that was Vincent LoTempio of Kloss, Stenger, and LoTempio. For more of his insight on the SHIELD Act, visit LoTempiolaw.com. And as always, come visit us at LXBN.com for more video interviews from LXBN TV, along with curated commentary from the LexBlog Network's more than 8,000 lawyers. Thanks for joining us, Vincent.
Thank you very much.